ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनाम् उपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मस्पदा न शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सेदसादनम् ॐ श्रीमहागणपतये नमः। सरस्वत्यै नमो नित्यं भद्रकाल्यै नमो नमः। वेदान्त विद्यास्थानेभ्यः च सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयम् नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। व्यासं वसिष्ठनप्तारं शक्तेः पौत्रमकल्मषं पराशरात्मजं वन्दे शुकतातं तपोनिधिं। व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। अचतुर्वदनो ब्रह्मा द्विबाहुरपरो हरिः अभाललोचनः शम्भुः भगवान् बादरायणः। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। एट्टी-फिफ्थ सूत्र। अनुकृतेस्तस्य च अपि च स्मर्यते शब्दादेव प्रमितः हृद्यपेक्षया तु मनुष्याधिकारत्वात् तदुपर्यपि बादरायणः संभवात् विरोधः कर्मणीति इति चेत् न अनेक प्रतिपत्तिर्दर्शनात् शब्द इति चेत् न अतः प्रभवात् प्रत्यक्षानुमानाभ्याम्। We'll read from 326 second paragraph. वर्ण एव तु शब्दः इति भगवानुपवर्षः ननु उत्पन्न प्रध्वंसित्ववर्णानामुक्तम् ननु उत्पन्न प्रध्वंसित्व वर्णानामुक्तम् तन्न त एवैति प्रत्यभिज्ञानात् सादृश्यात् प्रत्यभिज्ञानम् केशादिषु अभेति चेत् न प्रत्यभिज्ञानस्य प्रमाणान्तरेण बाधानुपपत्तेः प्रत्यभिज्ञानम् आकृतिनिमित्तमिति चेत् न व्यक्ति प्रत्यभिज्ञानात् यदि हि प्रत्युच्चारणम् गवादि व्यक्तिवदन्या अन्यावर्णव्यक्तयः प्रतीयेरन् ततः आकृते निमित्तं प्रत्यभिज्ञानं स्यात् ननु न तु एतदस्ति वर्णव्यक्तयः एव हि प्रत्युच्चारणं प्रत्यभिज्ञायन्ते दीर्घो शब्दः उच्चारित इति कि प्रतिपत्तिर्न तु द्वौ गो शब्दौ इति ननु वर्णापि उच्चारणभेदेन भिन्नाः प्रतीयन्ते देवदत्त यज्ञदत्तयोः अध्ययन ध्वनिश्रवणादेव भेद प्रतीतेः इति उक्तम् अत्राभिधीयते सति वर्णविषये निश्चिते प्रत्यभिज्ञाने संयोग विभाग अभिव्यङ्ग्यत्वात् वर्णानाम् अभिव्यञ्जक वैचित्र्यनिमित्तोऽयम् वर्णविषयो विचित्रः प्रत्ययो न स्वरूपनिमित्तः अपि च वर्णव्यक्तिम् इदवादीनां वर्णव्यक्तिमेदवादिवानामपि something is not right. भेदवादिना वर्ण व्यक्ति भेदवादिनापि प्रत्यभिज्ञान सिद्धे वर्णाकृतयः कल्पयितव्याः तासु च परोपादिकः भेद प्रत्ययः इति अभ्युपगन्तव्यम् तद्वरं वर्णव्यक्तिषु एव परोपादिकः भेद प्रत्ययः स्वरूपनिमित्तं च प्रत्यभिज्ञानमिति कल्पनालाघवम् एष एव च वर्णविषयस्य भेद प्रत्ययस्य बाधकः प्रत्ययः यत् प्रत्यभिज्ञानम् कथं तर्हि एकस्मिन् काले बहूनाम् उच्चार्यताम् एक एव संज्ञकारो युगपदनेकरूपस्यात् उदात्तश्च अनुदात्तश्च स्वरितश्च सानुनासिकश्च निरनुनासिकश्चेति अथवा ध्वनिकृतोऽयं प्रत्ययभेदः न वर्णकृतः इति अदोषः कः पुनः अयं ध्वनिर्नाम यो दूरादाकर्ण्यतः वर्णविवेकम् अप्रतिपद्यमानस्य कर्णपथम् अवतरति प्रत्यासीदतश्च पटु मृदुत्वादिभेदेन वर्णेषु आसञ्जयति तन्निबन्धनाशोदादादयः तन्निबन्धनाः च उदात्तादयः विशेषा न वर्णस्वरूप निबन्धना वर्णानां प्रत्युच्चारणम् प्रत्यभिज्ञायमानत्वात् एवं च सति सालम्बना उदात्तादि प्रत्यया भविष्यति इतरथा हि वर्णानां प्रत्यभिज्ञायमानानां निर्भेदत्वात् संयोग विभागकर्ता उदात्तादि विशेषाः कल्प्येरन् संयोग विभागानां च अप्रत्यक्षत्वात् न तदाश्रया विशेषाः वर्णेषु अध्यसितुं शक्यन्ते इति अतः निरालम्बना एव एते उदात्तादि प्रत्ययाः स्युः अपि च न एव एतद् अभिनिवेष्टव्यम् उदात्तादिभेदेन वर्णानां प्रत्यभिज्ञायमानानां भेदो भवेदिति न हि अन्यस्य भेदेन अन्यस्याभिविद्यमानस्य भेदो भवितुमर्हति। न हि व्यक्तिभेदेन जातिं भिन्नां मन्यन्ते वर्णेभ्यश्च अर्थप्रतीते संभवात् स्फोटकल्पनानर्थिका अनर्थिका न कल्पयामि अहम् स्फोटं प्रत्यक्षम् एव तु एवं तु हीनम् अवगच्छामि एकैकवर्णग्रहणाहित संस्कारायां बुद्धौ झटति प्रत्यवभासनादिति चेत् न अस्यापि बुद्धेः वर्णविषयत्वात् एकैकवर्णग्रहण उत्तरकाला हि इयम् एका बुद्धिः गौरिति समस्तवर्णविषया न अर्थान्तरविषया कथम् एतद् अवगम्यते यतः अस्यामपि बुद्धौ गकारादयः वर्णा अनुवर्तन्ते न तो दकारादयः। यदि हि अस्याः बुद्धेः गकारादिभ्यः अर्थान्तरं स्फोटो विषयः स्यात् ततो दकारादयः इव गकारादयः अपि अस्या बुद्धेः व्यावर्तेरन् न तु तथास्ति। तस्माद् इयम् एक बुद्धिः वर्णविषया एव स्मृतिः ननु अनेकत्वाद् वर्णानां नैक बुद्धि विषयतोपपद्यते इति उक्तम्। विषयतोपपद्यते इति उक्तम् तत्प्रतिब्रूमः संभवति अनेकस्य अपि एकबुद्धि विषयत्वम्। पंक्तिर्वनम् सेनाद् दशशतम् सहस्रम् इत्यादि दर्शना यातो गौरिति एको अयम् शब्देति बुद्धिः सा बहुषु एव वर्णेषु एव वर्णेषु एकार्थ अवच्छेद निबंधनौपचारिकी वनसेनादि बुद्धिवदेव अत्राह यदि वर्णा एव सामस्त्येनैक बुद्धि विषयतामापद्यमानाः पदं स्युः ततो जारा राजा कपिः पिक इत्यादिषु पदविशेष प्रतिपत्ति न स्यात्। त एव हि वर्णा इतरत्र च प्रत्यवभासन्ते इति अत्र वदामः। सत्यपि समस्त वर्ण प्रत्यवमर्षे यथा क्रमानुरोधन्य एव पिपीलिकाः पंक्तिबुद्धिम् आरोहन्ति एवं क्रमानुरोधिन एव वर्णाः पदबुद्धिम् आरोक्ष्यन्ति। तत्र वर्णानां विशेषे अपि क्रमविशेषकृता पदविशेष प्रतिपत्तिः न विरुध्यते वृद्धव्यवहारे चेमे वर्णः क्रमादि अनुगृहीताः गृहीतार्थ विशेष संबंधाः सन्तः स्वव्यवहारे अपि एकैकवर्णग्रहणान्तरम् समस्तप्रत्यवमर्षिण्यां बुद्धौ तादृशा एव प्रत्यवभासमानास्तम् तमर्थम् अव्यभिचारेण प्रत्यायिष्यन्तीति वर्णवादिनो लगीयसी कल्पना स्फोटवादिनस्तु दृष्टहानिः अदृष्टकल्पना च वर्णाः चेमे ग्रहे क्रमेण गृह्यमाणाः स्फोटं व्यञ्जयन्ति च स स्फोटोऽर्थं व्यनक्तीति गरीयसी कल्पना स्यात्। अथापि नाम प्रत्युच्चारणं मन्ये अन्ये वर्णाः स्युः। तथापि प्रत्यभिज्ञालम्बनभावेन वर्णसामान्यानाम् आवश्याभ्युपगन्तव्यत्वात् या वर्णेषु अर्थ प्रतिपादन प्रक्रिया रचिता सा सामान्येषु संचारयितव्या ततश्च नित्येभ्यः शब्देभ्यः देवादिव्यक्तीनां प्रभवः इति अविरुद्धम्। Om. We were seeing the Atta Prabhavat Sutra, which is Sutra number 28 of this 8th Adhikaran of this 3rd path, and you had the discussion was on the topic of whether devatas have the body or not. And then it was said that devatas have the body because they also can study the Shastra. Then the question arose, if they had body, then body will die. If body will die, then Veda Pramanatvam and Nityatvam will not be there. Because when body of Indra is not there, then how can the word Indra have any meaning? I had already talked about it, and to that portion yesterday you saw the answer was given that it is not possible words. Then answer was given that Indra body may not be there, but Indra Jati or Indraness is always there. So Indraness is Nitya, and Indra is Anitya. Indra Vyakti is Anitya. Indra individual is Anitya, but Indra universal is Nitya. Universal means ness. That is Nitya. And after that, the question was raised by Purupaksh yesterday. I gave the 4 points on the point of he introduced that the collection of the syllable is a word. This he was not accepting. Collection of a syllables is a word. He said that it is not possible, and therefore he brought the sport. He said when the word is pronounced, other person first hears sport and then he hears the word. To that we had given 4 points, if you remember. I am not going to repeat that. And it was proved that the word as a collection of syllables does exist because of the mind has the synthesizing capacity. Mind has the synthesizing capacity. When it hears different words, it combines all, patches of all, and gives the meaning. Anyway, so this was the point which we already heard yesterday. Now then another question came that if the letters together form words and words together form Vedas, the problem is that letters are anityam. And the letters being anityam, the Vedas will become anityam, and therefore it will lose its pramanatvam. Vedas will lose its sense of authority. That means the new Vedas must be brought by somebody. And if human being has made Vedas, then 4 faults will be there. Brahm, Pramad, Vipralipsa and Karanapato. Anything which is human made will have 4 problems. A person, because a person will always, you don't know what Brahm he has. Second is Karanapato. Person's intellect has lot of limitations. Then Vipralipsa. Vipralipsa means he may have some own bias. Vipralipsa. And Brahm, Pramad, and Pramad is there. He may forget something. So, if the Vedas, letters of the Vedas are anitya, purpakshasi, then how can the Vedas be nitya? Then how can the Vedas be pramani? Because Varnanam, we hear that word is made. Supposing I said Shyam, so Shya word has come and gone. So when I pronounce the word Ram, then Ra came. Before I pronounced the word Ram was not there. And therefore, because these letters are not permanent, and therefore the Vedas which are composed by these letters, how can that be permanent? When the brick itself is not permanent, how can the house be permanent? This Purpaksh is saying. And therefore, he therefore is saying, therefore, you don't bring the letters, you bring the sport. Now, this is a very interesting point. Try to get this point. You say, now the answer has been given. You got my point. When you pronounce a letter, before that letter was not there. I said Ram. So Ra was absent. Ra, A, Ma came. So before that, Ra, A, Ma was not there. And therefore, the word Ra, because it is not permanent, and therefore, all the words of the Vedas are also impermanent. Now here the answer has been given. And if you remember, yesterday I was talking about Pratyabhijna. Pratyabhijna had 3 steps. One is I see something directly, Pratyaksh. Second thing, I move away and I have a memory of that thing. And third thing, that thing was again seen. And when you see it again, then you use the word I'm seeing you for the first time. Neither you say that I am remembering you. Rather you mix the direct perception and the remembrance. Then that is called Pratyabhijna. Like Soyam Devadatta. This is that Devadatta. This is that Devadatta. This indicates that it is not a memory. And that indicates that that indicates that it is not first time I'm seeing. Saha indicates it is not Pratyaksh, and Ayam indicates that it is not a memory. So what do you say? Supposing I met somebody after 30 years. So this after 30 years I met and I recognized him. So I say, why I recognized him? We were in the college or in the school. This unique phenomena, which is other than perception and memory, is called recognition. Okay. So recognition, always indicates again. Again, review. Can you review your decision? Can you review your court with it? Can you review the decision? The judge reviewed his decisions. Or revise, I was telling. So, this is that Devadatta. That means he also, the one who is saying already had seen him earlier. So what does recognition of an object reveal? That when I met my friend after 30 years, I say, oh, you are that boy, very thin boy. You are that thin boy and you are now so fat. He is that thin boy of the class. 30 years back, we were studying together in the same class. Then what do you mean by that? Recognition joins the same object of the past and the present. If the object is recognized in the present, it proves the continuity of the object from the past to the present. When I had not known the object, then also its existence was there. If I saw my friend 30 years back, 30 years, after 30 years, I never remembered him, but I saw him now today. That means when I was not knowing, he was not non-existent. He was existent. Seeing the phenomena. So I saw him. So Pratyaksh and memory, though both meet together, although both are opposite nature. Pratyaksh and memory are opposite nature. Direct perception and memory, I told you, no, if you are seeing somebody, you can't have remembrance of that. But this is a unique phenomena where recognition is there, where Pratyaksh and memory meet together. So whom I am seeing, him I am remembering somewhere in the past. Although I am seeing him, but I am remembering him as well. Seeing and remembering him as well. This is a unique point. But first time, if you see somebody, you cannot remember him. If you see first time, you cannot say, I remember you. And if you remember somebody, then you cannot see him in there. But supposing you know him from the past, on the day one, then you can remember that. So in your mind, that is also coming, this is also coming. When I see you for the first time, I only see you right now. But I'm seeing you after many days, then I have that memory also when I saw you first, and today also I'm seeing you. So this is called recognition. I hope you are clear, right? Now what you want to say? I want to say very, very, very important fact. These letters, A, Ra, Ka, they are not cognized, they are recognized. These letters are not cognized, they are recognized every time they are uttered. So, Akshara Nityatva Sthapanartham Pratyabhigya Pramanam. Oh, I did not understand. Can we elaborate? Yes. We'll elaborate by hearing. Bhashyakar argues that recognition is the pramana for continuous existence of the recognized object. Pratyabhigyan pramanavastuna nityatve Pramanam. What is there? He says the letters are eternal. I utter the word a, or I utter the sentence, so we immediately recognize that letter. Supposing I say a or ra or ka, that means I immediately recognize that letter. This is this word. That means that letter must be existing in some invisible form. It is not that it was anitya. And it is not in Sanskrit only. In any language, anybody utters any word. Supposing in English I uttered the word lotus. Immediately lotus. So you are imagining that la word, L word is already existing. And therefore you immediately recognize the word. Even if you are illiterate, at least pronunciation you know that. Even illiterate person can talk. You need not be literate to talk. You may not recognize how the manuscript is there. A script you may not catch, but sound you will always catch. When the baby is there, he is taught that this is called this, and he pronounces all the letter. He keep on blabbering some things. It's not that he is not pronouncing, he's pronouncing all letters. And when he knows that this object is called something you say, then immediately he remembers that this is the word for this. He says second time when he sees lotus, in his mind la comes. Second time when he sees dad, in his mind dad comes. Mom comes. I hope you are getting my point. Not getting. So second time when he thinks about that, then that letter it comes back to him. Now tell me one question. When he second time hears the word and he recognizes, oh, this is Ram, this is Shyam. That means that letter must be existing because he recognized it. If it was existing, where was it existing? If it was existing in unmanifest form, because the letter came and then he recognized that letter. Where was that letter existing? And therefore it is called akshar. All ka, ka, ga, ga, they are called akshar. Akshar means na sharati, na vinay. That does not destroy it. Akshar word is not destroyed. It is not annihilated. It is not finished. And then it created. It's not like that. It is nityam. It is already there. Tell me where that letter was there. You are not telling me. If that letter he recognizes, that means that letter was existing. Where was that? Where was that letter existing? Macro was mind. Heart. Sure. Consciousness. Yes. Where? It is existing in the space. Because. Why because? Tell me why is it existing in this space? देखो ध्यान देना, like the butter is existing in the milk or a curd. when you churn the butter, then the ghee comes out. So there is a churner which churns. The tongue is like a churner. There is a space in the mouth. It churns and therefore comes out. The sense organ called tongue doesn't create the word. It manifests the word. The churner doesn't create the butter. It manifests the butter. But the butter was hidden in the curd. Butter was not created by the churner. It was hidden in the curd, not the churner. Churner only manifested it. And therefore, the word was already existing. It did not die away. If it had died away, then this person will never have recognition. That means first time it had come. By earlier also I saw that if I have a remembrance of the same letter, that means that letter was existing somewhere. That letter was existing somewhere. Memory of that letter exists in the mind. Memory of that letter exists in the mind. But this letter, but letter you don't, but you are hearing the letter, not inside the memory. Letter has come through the space. If I talk to you, I say A. So my word A, it went to your ears through the medium called space and the air. And then with your memory you heard, oh, this letter I had heard earlier also. There you used memory. Memory exists in your mind. And now you are directly perceiving the word A. That means earlier you had heard. And now it is there, both. If only memory is there, then it is dead. I can have only memory. I can never see that person. This is called death. Death means I can have only memory. There is no possibility I can see ever. This is called death of a person. Memory is in the mind. But perception is not in the mind. And if there is a possibility, then he is not dead. Supposing I say, no, I have a memory, but still I can try to find it out. Where is he? I don't know whether he is alive or not. Let me find it out. And you found that he is still alive. So when you then the possibility of direct perception is there, along with the memory. Now there was one CEO of a very big company. I forgot his name, Indian person. And he, in his seminar, he used to quote his, I think, 9th, 8th class teacher, mathematics teacher. And he is a big person. He was so inspired, that teacher. I was big in mathematics and she used to always inspire me like that, from South India. Then what he did, being a big shot now, he contacted the school where he studied. And he said, what is their teacher there or not? I'll show you the video. And then he discovered the teacher still was alive. Then he went to meet that teacher in her house. So after 20 years or so, he met that teacher and he said that I quote you in my seminars. And she teacher had gone old and frail. That was a meeting. Maybe you would also like to meet some teachers of your past, 20 years, 30 years, if some of your favorite teacher may be there. I'd also like to see where is that teacher. You can see you are in the same city, but my city is far away. I like to see certain teachers. Where are those teachers? How are they? especially those who have contributed in your life and those who had inspired you at that moment. Those who had, we should not forget. So he went there and he said, I quote you, and the teacher was very emotional about that. And through and in and through, he had taken one videographer with him. So he captured every moment, how he got on the plane, how he got a taxi, how he from the hotel, how he went in the house, how he did. You know, there's alumni is there, reunion is there in the colleges. The alumni, the reunion is there. Old students meet together. So, but you say, no, I have only memory, I cannot see him now. Then he is dead. This is the meaning of death. No way I can see him now. No way, no possibility. I was in Indore and somebody's husband passed away. I went to see the same day. After 2 days again, I went to see that lady. She was in her 40s. So she said, if I can see him once I can talk to him for 5 minutes. Is it possible? I said, no, that is not possible now. Only you talk to God now. God is the one, you can talk to him. This is not the law. You cannot bring him back like that. So, Pratyabhigya. Now, akshar, when you hear that akshar was existing, where? In the space. If it was only existing in the mind, you cannot hear it. You hear it. Yes, you hear it. How? Through words. I heard it clearly. I clearly heard this sound here, coming from here. Somebody must be here. I clearly heard. Like that in the morning. That day morning. It was not hallucination. It was clearly heard. A knock was clearly heard. Rather, more than knock, it was a push. It was not that somebody was knocking to open. Like knock is like that. This is knock. And this is a push. It was more a push than a knock. 2-3 times somebody had to push. It was clearly heard. The Roshni was there, then indicated. I said, see, somebody is there, I think. Somebody is trying to push the door. Then Stanley also heard. So it was not. So if you want to hear something, it has to come through space. And this akshar that means all the letters, all the words exist in space. Because space, the characteristic space is the guna of the guna of the space is shabda. And all the words are existing in one word. All the letter existing in one word. All the letter Omkar. All the letter are existing in Omkar. So Akashe Omkaraha avyakta rupena sarve shabdaha sarvani aksharani nityam vartante. In the space, all letters and all akshar and Omkar are existing. Only by this charnar called this tongue or Vagindri, it is manifested. So in this portion, guttural it is called ka, kha, ga, ga, that is exact. And it's in palatal, different sounds are created depending the tongue hits which part of your vocal cord. It is the hitting of the tongue. A different churning, different sound comes up. Dental comes up, ta, tha, da, da. Labial comes up, pa, pha, ba, ba, ma, ma. Ka, kha, ga, ga. Retroflex comes up, ta, tha, da, da, when you turn your tongue on, hit on the palate. But if there is no tongue, you cannot talk. Because it has to hit. Churning is not there. Only the sound cannot, only the space cannot, it has to move somewhere. which is hidden in the word. So all the sound is hidden in the space. I hope this point is clear. So Aksharam Nityam, Shabda Nitya, and therefore the words are all eternal. Therefore, letters are eternal and words are also eternal. I hope you understood this point. And therefore, you cannot say that akshar are coming and going. They are already in the space. They are already in the space. Okay, understood. Understood very well. Understood very well that they are in the space. Now I'll pose one question to you. Don't ask any questions. Space is a part of world or not? Before the world was created, word was there or not? Before the world was created, word was there or not? Because from word the whole world came. Now the space itself is a part of the word. Then how was it existing now? Before the world was created, word was there. Tell me where? In the apanchikrit space. In the space which was not modified. How do you prove it? Dream. In the dream, this space is not there. A panchikrit space is not in the dream. It is a panchikrit space, but still you hear in the dream. So this outer space, there is a subtler space, Tanmatra, which is called Akash Tanmatra. That Tanmatra, by dream is made out of your mind, and mind is made out of your apanchikrit Panchmahabhut. What is it called? How shall I say in English? Not mixed up with all other Panchmahabhut. Here flower is there. A flower has smell, therefore earth element is there. Flower has taste, therefore water element is there. Flower has form, therefore fire element is there. Flower has touch, therefore air element is there. And flower has sound also. See. And therefore space element is there. So here they are all made out of all five. So here everything is made out of mixed of all five. Yes, one is predominant. One is half, other is 1 by 8 plus 1 by 8. So half on the top and bottom 1 by 8 4 times. 1 by 8 plus 1 by 8 plus 1 by 8. So that is equal to 1 by 2. So 1 by 2 divided by 1 by 2. That is equal to 1. Water is there. A water element also, it has also some smell. Well, but I don't know the smell. Because in the cause, the effect gets dissolved. Therefore, you can't make the smell. But it has a taste. Number 2, it has form. Number 3, it has form. Number 4, it has touch. And number 5, it is a sound also. If you tell some sound will also come. Therefore, water element has all 5 elements. But predominantly it is the water. But in the dream, the space is not having, it is made out of only Tanmatra. And because in the dream also you talk, in the dream also you hear, he was fighting with me in the dream. In the dream also he fights, yes. Or I was, I was giving a talk in the dream. But you are talking, that means you heard something in the dream. So without the outer space also you heard. That means the space, the element space, without going through modification, also it has the property of word is hidden in the space. And therefore, what therefore? Therefore, the akshar is eternal and it is not born and it does not die. This was my point. Akshar is not born and it does not die. Then Purva Paksh came. He said, "Sir, I have a problem." You have unending questions. Yes. So my problem is, you are saying the word "a" comes when a person utters "a," and when he doesn't utter, when he dies away, it goes into a manifestation. I say, when the person utters the word "a" second time, he may pronounce it differently than what he pronounced it earlier. So "a" is different at different times from the same person. "A" is different at different time by the same person, and different "a" is from different person at same time. How can you say that "a" is nitya? Got my point? Supposing I say America. So same America, I tell you, I don't know you have marked. Supposing you sign, you can never sign the same exactly. So bank will never see the signature, they'll see the pattern actually only. Banks will never see the same because will always have something. There will be little variation. And if you are very old, then the signature doesn't match because then your hand slips and all these things happen. And one interesting thing, even if you utter the same word every time, there is slight variation in your. Supposing you say America. America. You can say America. Or you can say America. So there will be little variation of "a" there or "ma" there. You cannot make it exactly same when you are uttering. Like you cannot make the same dish exactly. Supposing you made something very good and you say, no, again you make it. So you cannot make it exactly. You chant the shlok, it will be difference in chanting. Now he is asking the question that when you chant next time, same person may chant it differently. There will be a different note in it. How do you prove that same "a" is there? Bhaskar said, are you getting the question? Bhaskar said, see, you are asking question that is good, but understand answer also. Every letter has two aspects. One is the letter in its intrinsic form. Another is called tone or pitch or frequency. "A" is there. But tone may be different. Like I'll tell you, Om Sahana Vavatu. When you say the word, you should see sometimes. When you say the word, "ha" has to go down there. It is not Om Sahana Vavatu. It has to be Om Sahana Sahana. Na goes up. Om Sahana Vavatu. All are three. You don't say Om Sahana Vavatu. It's not like that. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavai. So there may be up and down in the letter, in the tone in which you speak the letter. Not the letter is not changing because the tone is changing. One is called the akshar, other is called dhvani. So every letter has dhvanyamsh and aksharamsh. So the dhvani may vary. And I'll talk about, supposing I'm talking in a very inspired manner about United States of America. So the will go up. And I'm very quiet, I'll say in America. So the same letter can be spoken with swarit, uddat, anuddat, which you do in your chanting. I hope you should do it. And that can vary from person to person, or that may vary in the same person, but doesn't change the intrinsic letter. Intrinsic letter is not change. Intrinsic letter is same. So there is aupadhik bhed and not the vastavik bhed. When the frequency varies, dhvani varies. Dhvani bhedat, dhvani bheda akshare adhyasyate. Akshare bheda nasti. There is no difference in the akshar itself. Because of the superimposition of the frequency, there is a variation in the pronunciation of that particular letter. But letter has not changed as such. You can say loudly, you can say slowly, you can say down. Okay. So dhvani are many varying, but akshar are non-varying. Okay. I hope you are understanding. So anuddat, uddat, swarit, they are called dhvani. Loudly you say, slowly you say, softly you say. So is it clear? So vagindriyam aksharam na utpadayati. Vagindriyam aksharam abhivejati. So tongue doesn't create the word, it manifests the word. Mouth do not produce the letter, it only manifests the letter. So plurality doesn't belong to letter, but plurality belongs to dhvani. Akshar is nitya, and therefore shabd is nitya. Now because the letters are eternal, and therefore words are eternal. Because words are eternal, then Vedas are eternal. So aksharasya nityatvat, shabdasya nityatvam. Shabdasya nityatvat, vedasya nityatvam. And therefore Veda are nitya. It does not require a world also. So before the world, the Vedas were existing. Oh, this is the conclusion. This is the proof. And that word made the object. I told you, Indra Shabd created Indra form. Agni Shabd created Agni form. And therefore, the meaning of the Shabd is not Sphotaha, but meaning of the word Shabd is Varna Samudaya eva. Collection of the letters is called this. This was an aside discussions. I hope you are little more clear about that. Atah yacha prabhavat. This was the aside discussion by Bhashyakar. So you will have Vednishtha, that all the letters were already existing even before the creation. And before the creation, Om was there, and Om was manifested. When Om was manifested, all different letter came, and corresponding to different letter, different objects started coming. Letter corresponding to cow came. Word corresponding to horse came. Human being came. This way, the whole world came out after the letter. So after the words are not new then. And therefore, Indra, there will be no problem of the impermanency of the Vedas, because the words of the Vedas are not new. They are nitya. And this will be proved in the next sutra. It's a corollary of this sutra, extension of this sutra, in which we will see. Atayevcha Nityatvam. Bhashya says the same thing. I try to summarize in the easier form. Oh, we'll see more. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.